Hey there, this is Maria from English Without Fear. Last week, our grandson Noah was with us for the entire week. Noah is 8 years old, and the first thing we did when he arrived here was to go to the grocery store to pick out his favorite foods. So today I'm going to tell you about a typical American kid or child lunch. So sit back, relax, listen, and just try to understand as much as you can.
English Without Fear, where you can learn to speak English naturally through listening to stories.
Yes, Noah and I went to the grocery store. I let him choose or pick out some of his favorite foods. And for one day's lunch, he decided he wanted a box of macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese is a very typical lunch that American kids really like. So as we prepared it, as we made it together, I took pictures of each step. So here we go. Step one, we got out a medium saucepan and filled it up with 6 cups of water, cold water from the sink. And we put it on the stovetop and turned the burner, the heat under the pot, to high, medium high to high. It takes a while for the water to boil, to heat up, maybe 8 to 10 minutes. So during this time, while we waited for the water to heat up, to boil, we got out some butter, 2 tablespoons, and we got out some milk. I think it was 3 tablespoons. Noah he didn't stir the pot yet. We were waiting for the water to boil. Once the water boiled, we opened the box, pulled out a packet, and what was in the box after the packet was taken out was dry pasta, dry spaghetti. So then we poured in the dry pasta, the dry spaghetti, into the boiling water, the hot water, and Noah stirred the pasta several times. We let it cook at medium high. So we turned the temperature down just a bit from high, super hot, to medium high. Noah stirred a couple times, and the directions on the box, the steps for how to fix or prepare the macaroni and cheese, they said that it would take about 8 minutes for the pasta to cook. At one point, I pulled out a couple pieces and I gave them to Noah, and I said, Noah, put the pasta in your mouth, taste the pasta. Do you think it's done? And he said, no, Mimi. Mimi is my name, my grandmother name. No, Mimi, not quite. So we cooked it some more. Then we got out something called a colander. A colander is like a bowl, but it has holes in it. And I put the colander in the sink, and I, not Noah, very carefully lifted the pot of hot water with the pasta, took it over to the sink, and poured out the water and the pasta so that The water went through the holes, but the colander, the bowl with the holes, kept the pasta. We let it sit in the sink and put the pot, the empty pot, back on the stove and added the butter, the 2 tablespoons of butter, and added 3 tablespoons of milk. Or I actually used heavy cream, which is richer, and I had it in the fridge. We stirred that until it melted, the butter and the milk, and heated up on low. Turn the temperature to low, not high, not medium high. Then we tore open the packet that had been in the box and poured out this white powder. It was the dry cheese powder. And then Noah stirred it around. He stirred the pasta, the butter, the milk, cream, and the cheese powder until it was all smooth and creamy. And that was it. The mac and cheese, the macaroni and cheese was done. Well, is that what Noah ate for lunch? Yes, he ate the entire pot, the whole pot. I served him some at first, and then he said, "Mimi, can I have some more mac and cheese, please?" And I said, "Of course, Noah, finish it up." Is that all Noah had for lunch? No, I had cut up some apple pieces, some fruit, and I had poured him a glass of milk. So that was Noah's lunch. That is a favorite lunch for American kids. Noah's daddy, my son Wes, he used to love that. Noah's uncle, my other son Graham, he used to love that. Mac and cheese is a traditional American favorite among kids. So what about where you live, where you come from? What do kids like to eat that is traditional for your country and for kids? Tell me about it. Leave me a comment below the video. And if you are a teacher, a coach, a language tutor of English students, and you haven't signed up for my newsletter, then go to my website, EnglishWithoutFear.com, and sign up for the newsletter, and you won't ever miss an issue where I talk to you about my experience learning Spanish this same way and some other research that I find that helps me and might help you. Well, that's it for this episode. This is Maria from English Without Fear. Talk to you next time.
Thanks for watching. For questions or comments, here is my email